Hey guys, welcome back to Metal Guitar 911, and today we have the mighty Nolan from Kryptos. Like it's been like 22 years for your bands. Like
much,
it's
22 years.
so like you have 5 studio albums so far.
Yep.
So like, what's the feeling?
Oh, it's just, I don't know, it's business as usual. We don't, it doesn't even feel like 22 years. I mean, I think over the last few years we've kind of got a foothold on what we want to do, especially touring wise, album wise, and I would say over the last 5 years, I think that's when our real journey really, I mean, when everything really took off, so it still feels, even though it's 22 years, it still feels early, it doesn't feel like we've been around for a long time. Or even now when I think about it, I'm like, how did 22 years pass by, it still seems fresh.
So what do you think about the Indian scene right now? Like a lot of bands are touring. Like last time I checked out an interview of yours at Headbanger's Kitchen. So you were telling like not many bands were touring back then. Like you guys, System House 33 and bands like this. Now we have Amorphia, Against Evil and bands like those. So what do you think about that?
It's really cool. I mean, I'm always of the opinion that bands in India should get out of India, and because honestly speaking, if you stay in India and all your life, and if you think India is the only place you should be playing gigs and doing music, I mean, it's you don't really experience the full, you don't get the full experience of what it means to be a heavy metal band, a metal band, because once you tour abroad, it opens your eyes completely to the way things are done over there, how touring works, how gigs are run, how people are, how promoters are, how the whole machinery of the entire thing. It's something we don't have in India at the moment. We might never actually have it that way, which is why it's very important that bands get out of India, see how it's done abroad. And it can work two ways. Either bands can go abroad and it can overwhelm them because there's so many bands and it's such a huge scene, or it can push them to be as good as the bands abroad. So that's the approach we've been taking. It's like every time we go there, we experience something new, a different way of doing things, different way of looking at things, and we come back even more motivated to do one better the next year. So I'm hoping a lot of the bands that are going now, like you mentioned, Amorphia, Against Evil, etc., I'm hoping they'll keep the ball rolling. I know the guys from Amorphia, they are really working hard towards getting their music out there. They're doing really well from what I've been seeing, and especially in Japan. I mean, that's the first time, I don't think any other Indian metal band has made inroads in Japan yet. So it's really cool that they are getting some headway in Japan. And yeah, I guess I think last year, the year before that, 9 Indian bands toured abroad. I think that was the first time something that's ever happened. Yeah. So hopefully that number will increase, soon.
So just I'll take you back in time. So like in 2006 around, Ganesh left the band. He was the vocalist, and you had to take up the vocal duties. Like how was it for you, like taking up the vocal duties?
It was difficult at first. I mean, I didn't plan on doing it. It's just that we couldn't really find a singer that someone who we were looking for, who had the right qualities, So I just decided to give it a shot. I'm still not super happy with the way I'm going about it, but I guess it's along the right lines, I would say. It's
super happy.
Thanks, but I'm still not satisfied completely. But I guess that's part of whole thing. But yeah, it's getting closer with every passing album, you know. Like my voice has changed over the last 3 albums, and I think by the time we release the next album, I think I should be somewhere close to how I want to sound like, you know.
Talking about the sound of your album, like there was a huge shift from this Coils of Apollyon to Burn Up the Night. Like what was your thoughts, like changing from something? It was a huge change, I guess. You believe that?
Actually, the thing is, Coils was, you could say it was a pretty aggressive album. It was a pretty dark album also. It had a lot of dark themes and, you know. But the thing is, you know, we change as people. We are not, I mean, our mindset when we did Coils was completely different. And when we did Burn Up the Night, our mindsets changed. And it's kind of strange, you know. The older we get in age, the younger we feel in our heads. So it kind of reflects in our music. So the music became more, I mean, we wanted to make music that we love listening to. Like, you know, you can put on a Judas Priest album anytime, an Iron Maiden album, and you can listen to it whether you're 10 years old, 70 years old. You can still enjoy it. I mean, I still enjoy it the same way. And I've been listening to these bands for like, 30 years, something.
Yeah, I'll quote you on that. Like you said, like we want to make music that we can drink to. And that's actually...
Yeah, exactly. We just want to have a good time, you know. It's that simple. I mean, I think a lot of bands have forgotten how to have a good time. They take things too seriously. You know, people in the metal scene generally take things too seriously, you know, for some reason. And after a while, I mean, music's supposed to be fun, or at least I think so. You should enjoy it. And when you listen to something, you know, it can be anything, any kind of music, whatever, but at least, you know, get some enjoyment out of it. And even the music that we make, like with Burn Up the Night, we really enjoyed making that album because it was like a back to the roots kind of album, you know. All the stuff that influences when we were growing up, we just channeled all of that into Burn Up the Night, and it's continued with Afterburner also.
Is it true that you guys recorded in that 10-watt Marshall amp? That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. We just, I don't know, for some reason we just gave it a shot.
But it came out.
Yeah, it sounded really nice. So that's actually one of our, you know, if it sounds good, it sounds good. It doesn't really matter what you're using or blah blah. If it sounds fine over here, then it's okay.
So, like from Burn Up the Night and Afterburner, you have released vinyls as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, the colorful one for Afterburner, I checked that out too actually. So, like, how's the album sales for you right now?
Afterburner is doing really well. That's why the colored vinyl came out, because our label had already sold out the first pressing of vinyls. That sold out really quickly, and even when we went on tour last year, the sales were insane. I mean, it was crazy, especially in Germany. The sales were through the roof. So it's still doing really well. It's shown up on a lot of best of 2019 lists also, which we are really happy about. And I think the only problem is, you know, a lot of bands, it's a financial risk also. You know, you put in a lot of money, you make a lot of videos, and in this day and age, videos get you a lot of mileage, and you know, you invest in some, I don't know, PR or whatever it is, you know, just to get that extra push. We just managed a little bit. We have one video out, and you know, for Afterburner, and a little bit of a lyric video for something else. But yeah, if we had the finances to really push it, we would. But this is the best we can do at the moment, and for what little that we have, it's doing really well. So quite happy.
Talking about like a lineup, you had a recent change in your lineup. Your drummer.
Our previous drummer Anthony, he moved to Canada, so he lives there now. So Vijit, he plays for Regicide, so he filled in. Actually, somebody recommended him to us, so we were like, okay, cool. He's tall, he has long hair, he has a beard. Doesn't matter how he plays.
So like, so what are you hopeful of this Indian scene right now? Like, how things are going, like with various festivals everywhere?
I don't know actually, because from what I see, the number of gigs have decreased, and they're decreasing year on year, at least from what I can see. Because once upon a time, there were so many gigs all around the country. Secondly, there aren't that many people coming to gigs nowadays. In fact, the numbers are reducing overall. You know, it spurts like for say Bangalore open air or a couple of gigs here and there, but it's not like it was before. And plus, a lot of the colleges that used to have metal and rock bands, most of them have pretty much shifted over to EDM and Bollywood and stuff like that, especially down south. Because, most of the colleges have pretty much stopped getting rock bands to play there. Now, once upon a time, every single college had like a rock band playing at their fest or whatever. So that's kind of put a dampener on things. But I guess, in one way it's good because bands will be forced to look abroad for gigs and
work harder.
Yeah, they'll work harder on everything else, So I guess it's a win some, lose some type thing.
Okay. That's great. And finally, I'll ask you, what are your plans? What are Kryptos' plans for this year and stuff like that?
This year we are playing in Russia for the first time in July. Then we have a European tour in October. So that's going to last for 37 days, I think. Yeah, so we already have, I think, 16 dates confirmed. So this time, we're going to be hitting Poland for the first time, Czech Republic for the first time. Last year we played Sweden for the first time. And now we have, because we played there, people seem to like us a lot.
Wow,
now we have more gigs in Sweden.
That's great.
So yeah, it's awesome.
So how are you managing with this? You have a day job and then you have a steady band, like a international recognized band. How are you doing this?
You have to do it. If you love it, you'll find a way to do it. I mean, that's what separates bands who really want to go somewhere and bands who are just doing it as a temporary thing, Because this is our first love. So because it's our first love, we'll do whatever it takes to make this happen. Everything else comes secondary, whether it's work, family, whatever it is. We make compromises here and there, but everything has to, the goal is to get this band to where we think it should be. And that's, nothing will come in our way as much as, we'll keep everything. We'll deal with everything to a certain extent, but beyond a point, the band takes priority. So that's why we just do what we do.
How did you come up with the name Kryptos? It is...
that we were actually drinking, me and Ganesh, the bass player, we were drinking one night, trying to come up with band names, and we came up with some really shitty names and stuff. And I think somewhere at the end, we were really drunk, and Kryptos, we just wrote on a paper napkin or something. We didn't know what it meant, but then we checked. That time there was no internet, so we checked the dictionary and stuff like that. So apparently it meant hidden in Greek.
Okay, cool.
That's great. Okay, we won't keep you holding anymore. It was an awesome experience, guys. Thanks to you. Thanks a lot. We had a great time. We are looking forward to your show right now. So, see you guys. Support Kryptos.
See you later.
Peace out.
Take care.